Hey, what's up? It's Matt, and a little while back on my channel, Conjecture, I uploaded a video called Test Video, Please Ignore. I uploaded this on April 1st, and a lot of people thought that it was an April Fool's joke, and that was sort of the point, but some people watched it closely and watched the whole thing and noticed that it was actually a scavenger hunt. It was an online scavenger hunt that leads to something at the end. Some people actually did solve the entire thing at the end, and I'll talk about that when we get there, but for now, I wanted to show you how to actually go about solving this because I spent a lot of time creating it, I thought it was really cool, and I want to show you how to solve it. So the first thing to do obviously would be pull up the video, so I have that pulled up and I'm going to hide my face now for the remainder of the video. So here is the video pulled up, right? Conjecture test video, please ignore. So when you play it, this is what you get. You can tell right off the bat there's something going on. It's not like a normal video of mine. It's an outtake, right? I'm saying things, I'm practicing things, I'm not looking at the camera. And if you watch this video for the first minute, it's all an outtake. If you keep watching for the first minute, you'll notice there's a weird panel that appeared there, and now we're actually in a different outtake. So this is kind of, if you watch this more and more, it's a series of outtakes. Like the first outtake went from minute 1 to minute 2, and then there's another outtake in minute 3, well, the second to third minute that is, and then same deal with minute 4, there is a different outtake in minute 4. All of these, except for a couple, were from videos I put on my channel or have been on others' channels. Some of the clips were, oops, let me turn my phone on mute there. Some of the outtakes were just things I didn't wind up using. Like this is me playing piano. Here's another outtake. There's another one at the 5-minute mark, a brand new outtake. And you can watch all these, you can check them out. Once we get to the 6th outtake, also there's this. Now, if you keep watching this video and get to the 7th minute of outtakes, something different happens. So let me actually just be quiet and let that happen for you. So here's what happens in the 7th minute of my April Fool's video, test video, please ignore. Hey, what's up? It's Matt. This is not an April Fool's joke. This is not an April Fool's prank. This video is a scavenger hunt. All the clues you need to begin and eventually solve it are scattered throughout the video. You just have to be able to find them. You can work by yourself, you can work with other people, YouTube comments, the subreddit, make a Discord, whatever you want to do. There is an end goal, there is something to be found, and I hope that I'll see you there eventually. So there you go. That's essentially me saying that this is a scavenger hunt. There's something to be found, and maybe now this starts to explain. If you noticed at the 1 minute, at each transition between each new outtake, there was some like panel like this. I just paused it here, right? There was some collection of weird lines and stuff like that, and this happens at every minute mark. So the 1 minute mark, the 2 minute mark, the 3, the 4, the 5. Now, we're going to get back to that. This is actually a language, or not a language, a writing system that I talked about in a video of mine previously. And if you took screenshots of these and tried to translate them right now, it wouldn't make any sense. Some people did translate them as they are, but it was basically gibberish. So we're going to have to come back to that. But what we do have is, so there's one of these at every minute mark, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you can't press a 10-minute button and skip to that, so let's see if there's one at the 10-minute mark, right? So 10-minute mark, I'll pause it when it gets there. Okay, now look at this. This is not what we were expecting. This is not like marking similar to what we saw before. This is an English riddle. So let's actually, you know what, here, let me make this a little bigger. There we go. So let's read this and see what we get. So, with hanging gardens and Hebrew name, an ancient city begins our game. But it's not the wonder for which we yearn, rather the place where scholars learn. Arrow down or click show more to find a hex code kept in store. In this video, look for a frame. That whole time will advance your aim. This riddle is on its very last page, but you don't yet know which one to engage. To find a secret within the shelves, try checking a date from everything else. to make the rhyme fit. That was the best thing I could think of. So anyway, this is an English riddle, and if you play the video to the end, it just ends, right? So let's get back. Oh my goodness, let's get back here and pause it on this riddle and check it out. Oops, and check out what it means. So let's take the first stanza. With hanging gardens and Hebrew name, an ancient city begins our game. So hanging gardens, ancient city, that's Babylon, right? But Babylon, I'm pretty sure is a Greek or like that a name from that area. It's not a Hebrew name. And if you look something up, you can tell that actually the Hebrew name for Babylon was Babel, Babel. So next part of the stanza is, but it's not the wonder for which we yearn, rather the place where scholars learn. So the wonder, of course, being the Hanging Gardens, and so it's Babylon or Babel, since we need the Hebrew name, but it's not the Hanging Gardens that we care about. It's the place where scholars learn. And scholars typically learn in a library. And you might be thinking, okay, that's kind of a stretch, but if you go to okay, maybe I should have had this put up beforehand. But if you go, hang on a sec, Library of Babel. So if you go to, or if you've been following the channel, everything else, this channel, you'll notice that I did a video on the Library of Babel a while back in January. So yeah, okay, maybe from this clue alone, the Library of Babel would have been a little bit of a stretch, but I did a video on it and everything else. So this first stanza is referencing the Library of Babel. Now let's check out the second one. Arrow down or click show more to find a hex code kept in store. So before we move on, arrow down or click show more, that's the description, right? That's the description of this video. And arrow down refers to arrowing down to get to the description on mobile. So arrow down or click show more to find a hex code kept in store. So if you click show more, whoa, there's this crazy thing here. And when I click on this, it automatically gives me the option to edit it because I created this video. But if you were just watching the video, you wouldn't have the option to edit it. So here is a hex code, right? I'm actually going to copy this to the clipboard. So Command C, and I'm going to just save, sure, whatever. I didn't make any changes. So to find a hex code kept in store. Now, if you've watched this video on my channel or on everything else, you'll know how to work the Library of Babel, and that it has to start out by using a hex code. So I'm not going to explain how the Library of Babel works. Watch this video if you don't know how it works, because it's really cool. But basically, we can search things inside of the Library of Babel with specific coordinates, and the first coordinate you need is a hex code. So look, hex name. So we're going to paste the hex that we found in the description here, which is already on my clipboard, so I'm going to hit Command V. So I'm going to hit enter now. And that brings us to the next set of parameters we have to enter. Now we don't know what to do next, so let's go back to the riddle. So arrow down or click show more, find a hex code kept in store. In this video, look for a frame. That whole time will advance your aim. Now look for a frame. Alright, there's a bunch of frames per second and it's a 10-minute video, so that sounds like kind of a ridiculous challenge. But if we go back and look at the video, especially the 1 minute mark, this outtake, something happens. Okay, did you see that? So watch the top right about now. Okay, something flashed, right? Now, there actually is a way to advance YouTube videos frame by frame, so I'm going to do that because we're going to try to stop it on that and see what it is, right? To go back a frame, you press the comma button, and to go forward a frame, you press the period button. So I'm going to hold down comma. Oh, crap, it's loading. I'm just going to press comma a bunch until we get to wherever. Oh, okay, so I passed it. There we go. So this is one frame, right? This is on one frame. It's something in 105. And you may not be able to see it too well here, but if we go to the Library of Babel again, the Library of Babel's logo, that's the Library of Babel's logo, right? So this is clearly, really important. So the riddle said, in this video, look for a frame, that whole time will advance your aim. Now, advance your aim, it must mean that it pushes us, it gives us the next parameters, because we already know it's the Library of Babel, so it's not just extra confirmation that it's the Library of Babel, right? So that whole time must be referring to the time here, right? 1:05. So let's do that. Let's do 1, and then let's do 5. And, well, so there's actually one other thing we need to do here. Now, if you remember the riddle, it said, in this video, look for a frame. That whole time will advance your aim. Since we were looking for a specific, like, frames have time codes as well. So we actually need to use the time code that this frame is to continue here. So the frame time code should be our volume. Now, there's no way to tell just from watching a video how many frames per second it is, but what we can do is count the amount of frames in 1 second. So let's advance it by 1 frame until we get to 6. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now, okay, I'm going to basically count the amount of frames that are in 6, right? Or, well, in 1 second. So here's 1. Now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Oh, okay, so it just changed at 31, which means there isn't a 31st, which means there are 30 frames per second, right? So let's go back. Oh, crap. Let's go back to the beginning of frame 5. Or actually, yeah, let's go back to the beginning of frame 5. So, okay, so frame 5 starts there, right? Now, even though there are 30 frames per second, this very first frame isn't frame 1, it's frame 0. It's like how the first minute of 1 o'clock isn't 1:01, it's 1 o'clock is the first minute. So this frame code right here, this is 1:05:00. So this is 1:04:29 and 1:05:00. So 00, 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, okay, 25. It's right here. So the frame time code for this, which you can just figure out through YouTube's player, is 1:05:25. So let's put 25 in. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get some water or something. My voice is getting all hoarse. Okay, so now we're taken to a book, right? And there are 410 pages. So I mean, if we knew what we were looking for, we could theoretically just like check all the pages. But that would take. I mean, if we didn't know, if what we were looking for were obvious, we could easily check all the pages. No, I don't want to translate this Polish page. Thank you though. But since we don't know what we're looking for, it could be anything, and this would be this might be a waste of time. So let's put it back to 1. Now we have the frame here, right? So let's go back to the riddle, which is at the very end. Let's just play this. Okay. In this video, look for a frame. That whole time will advance your aim. Okay, cool. Now, this riddle is on its very last page, but you don't yet know which one to engage. As in this specific riddle, everything right here is on it, like, by this riddle is on its very last page, that means this riddle here is mostly done, but you don't yet know which page to engage. We don't yet know which page to use. To find a secret within the shelves, try checking a date from everything else. So, there are tons of dates we could try, but like we could just go to everything else and click on that, right? We could go to this page, we could go to the channel and check a bunch of videos, but you know what? This video, everything else released a video about the Library of Babel, and this riddle is in the Library of Babel. So why don't we actually just try this date? So we can only have a 3-character maximum, so it's probably not the year, unless it's something else in 17, but that doesn't seem to make sense. But it was published January 23rd, which is 1/23. So if we put 1/23, if we put 1/23 in here and press enter, this is what we get. And this is the second part of the riddle. This is like a little frame with everything saying Library of Babel over and over and over again, and then a bunch of spaces, and then clearly this is a brand new riddle. So this is how to keep going, right? We've solved the first riddle, so now let's look at this and figure this out. So in order to understand the Ogham foreground, start with the background. You used a hex code to get here. Use a different one to keep going. Though these codes have 6 digits, they only represent 3 values. The individual numbers have no meaning until combined with their pair. The OM works the same. Okay, now this is a lot going on right here, but something I noticed, something you may notice, is that this whole frame says Library of Babel, blah, 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 except when you get to the very end, it goes Library of and that obviously doesn't make any sense, but maybe it might be binary code. Not maybe, it is binary. So let's actually translate that and see if that's helpful at all. Here, I'll just do it in here actually, because I have another window open. So let's go like binary to text. Okay, binary to text. Let's do this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna like read here and type this in, because these are O's and L's, because the Library of Babel won't take ones. So copy and pasting it wouldn't do anything. Yeah, exactly, nothing. So I'll just undo that actually. Okay, so let's actually just type it in. I'm just gonna like read it out loud. So the first one is 011001111 space 0110111 space 0110111 space 0010111 space 011001111 space 0110110 space 0010111 0100110 0100110. That must have been the same thing. 0100111 00111 001 0001101 010001111. Okay, so let's convert this. Oh, geez, and look at that. It's a URL. So let's follow that. Okay, I'm gonna copy this, put it here. What do we get? Whoa, okay. So, alright, so this is great. We got something here. Maybe we don't know what it is yet, but let's check it out. So, oh my gosh, there's so much going on right now, right? So let's get back to this. In order to understand the OM foreground, let's first like understand what we mean by that, right? Here, I'll bring this bigger. We can ignore that for a sec. So everything at this everything at these 1 minute, this 1 minute and 2 minute and 3 minute mark, this is all OM. This is an ancient alphabet, an ancient Irish alphabet that I talked about in my video La Casa di Pinta. It was used like a long time ago in Ireland and a lot of other places, and then I visited a house in Italy when I went to Italy that also used OM. So this is what this is all about. That's what all this OM is. But, or well actually, okay, so let me show you, okay, hang on, let's play this. Let me show you, yeah, that's what OM looks like. And this is the OM alphabet, right? It's fully through the line, just above, just below, and then fully through, slanted, going northeast. Now, if you look at this, there are actually, so you see the same things, like below, above, through right here, but and here are the ones slanted northeast, but there are also some slanted southeast, and that is not in the original OM alphabet. But, oh, I didn't mean to go down on that. Whoops. So that's not in the original OM alphabet, but we see here, this is OM that the URL led to, and so you see the 4 here that are here, but there's also one that I added, that I drew in to this document. So that's going to be important, right? So, alright, let's go back to the riddle. Here it is. Okay. In order to understand the OM foreground, start with the background. Because remember, this OM, when it was translated by members of the community trying to solve this riddle, this OM all was basically, it translated to gibberish. Not just the OM at the 1 minute mark, but the OM at the 2 minute mark, and the 3 minute, and the 4 minute, and the 5 minute, and the 6 minute. When it was translated, it was like just lots of consonants mashed together that didn't spell any words. So in order to understand the OM foreground, as in this riddle is acknowledging that, yeah, if you try to translate it on its own, you're not going to get anything. So in order to understand the OM foreground, start with the background. You used a hex code to get here, use a different one to keep going. So, okay, the OM is the foreground. right? And we can't understand that. And it says start with the background. So that means like this here, all this stuff here, this color. I'm gonna put this next to this. You use the hex code to get here, which was the hex code to get to this page in the Library of Babel. Use a different one to keep going. So here's something we can do, right? What if we like take a screenshot of this? I'll take a screenshot there. Now, okay, so I'm gonna open Photoshop. So hang on, give me a sec. I actually should have had this open beforehand, but we're solving it together, so this is fine. So I'm gonna open Photoshop, and I'm gonna try something. So it said you used a hex code to get here, use a different one to keep going. The only other hex code that I know of is a hexadecimal color code, and that is basically a way of identifying color, because you can notate color numerically, right? You could do like you can represent color by how much red, green, and blue together combine to make one color, and that's what I'm going to try to do here, because a hexadecimal code, which is use the hex code to get here, use a different one to keep going. A hexadecimal code, a hexadecimal color code can represent color. So let's do this. Let's drag this up here. Let's full screen this, and we'll just open this. So we'll pull on a screenshot of what I just took onto Photoshop, all right? So, okay, hang on a sec. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So there's a lot of, there's some discolorations and other stuff here because we didn't, because there's like, it's the YouTube player, right? So I'm going to take a sample of the color from the middle. So let's just color drop. Oops. Hang on, let me drag this here. So let's color drop. I'm going to take this here. So, okay. So this color here is 8A7F4E. And this is actually, I gotta break character here and talk as the person who created the riddle and not someone who's solving it. So this is actually the one part in the riddle that didn't go according to plan, because when I made this Photoshop document originally, when I created this LM panel originally, I made the background color something specific. I typed in the hexadecimal color code on my computer, and it wasn't this. It wasn't this. It was something like, I actually don't remember it now. It was like 817342, something like that. And unfortunately, something I realized is that different, like YouTube messes with the color slightly, and so does taking a screenshot. So that's why actually taking the color here isn't effective. But for the purposes of this riddle and this explanation, and for reasons you'll see in a second, let's assume that we got the correct color code. All right, so hang on, I'm gonna put this on a different desktop. Okay, cool. So we got the color code. Now here we go. Though these codes have 6 digits, which are the 6 digits of the hexadecimal color code, though these codes have 6 digits, they only represent 3 values, right? The first 2 digits of a hexadecimal color code represent red, the next 2 represent green, and the last 2 represent blue. The individual numbers, as in the first and second number of red, the first and second number of green, the first and second number of blue, the individual numbers have no meaning until combined with their pair. The OM works the same. So, what that means is, this OM doesn't mean anything until it's combined with its pair. Now, how are we supposed to know which one is its pair? Since there are only 9, we could actually pretty easily trial and error this. But the hexadecimal color code, if it were correct and accurate here, would actually tell us, because the hexadecimal color code that I originally gave to it was something like 817645, you know? And that would mean 8 goes with 1, and 7 goes with 6, and 4, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter what the number is, because this is why it doesn't matter what the number is, because we can trial and error this until we get something correct. So let's actually download these. So I'm going to take a screenshot of all of these, right? I think, was this one number 1? Let's see. No, it wasn't. Oh crap, I don't know which one this is. Whatever. Okay, let's take a screenshot of number 1. There's 1. Okay, let's go to 2. Oh, I don't have to unfull screen it. And let's take a screenshot. Now let's go to 3. Screenshot. 4. Screenshot. 5. Screenshot. 6. Screenshot. 7. Screenshot. 8. Screenshot. 9. Screenshot. Alright, so that's all of them. So let's start combining them and see what we get. I'm actually just going to delete this because I don't know what number that is. Okay, so let's open, oh geez. Alright, let's open all of these. So, yeah, wait, there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, and then there's the one from before. So here's 1, that should be 9, that should be 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's open all these. It's going to open them all in separate documents, and then I'm going to have to just put them onto the same one because I forget how to load Photoshop documents into the same thing. So my bad. But let's exit out of this and put it in here. Now let's do the same thing and like copy this and put it in here. Oh crap, how do I like, wait a minute. Here it is, okay, whoops. Let's put it in here. Oh crap, shoot, I should really name these. Okay, so hang on. Right, sorry. I'm not gonna edit this video, but you can skip ahead to other parts if you want to see it, because this is a super long video and I'm just probably gonna upload it, honestly. I might edit it some, but whatever, I think I'm just gonna do that. So we have 4, 5, and 6. This is 3. So this is 3. Let's X out of here. Get out. Paste. All right, this is 3. So I'll just put 3 here. Okay, so this is 2. And I know it's 2 because it says 2 minutes down here, by the way. Okay, so that's 2. Command C. Command V. Oh wow, it pasted. Wow, that was cool. Paste it. Oh shoot, no, I'm an idiot. It didn't paste it in the right spot. Okay, we don't need this one anymore. 2's done. Is this 1? Yeah, this is the one at 1 minute. So this is the one at 1 minute. So I'll X out of that. Now let's paste it in here. 1. Oh no, wait, this is 6 minutes. Oh no, sorry. I'm just again being silly because I didn't. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 5. Cool, good. Okay, so that is, this one's 6. We don't need 6. We already have 6. This one has 1 through 6. So that means this should be 7. Okay, cool. We're almost done here. I actually have a Photoshop document with all of these contained in it because I made this puzzle, but I thought it'd be more fun to actually show you the process of how I make this. And I'm gonna, you know what, I actually am gonna put annotations in the description if you don't want to be watching me sift through and solve the entire puzzle on my own, even though I think it's still kind of cool. Just because this is the not sexy stuff, right? This is the work that you gotta do in order to solve the actual puzzle. I'm doing this all on my own here. I could pull out my documents and be like, oh yeah, this is what it would look like, but I'm doing the work because this is what you gotta do if you want to solve it. So this is 9. This is the last one. I'll just rename it here. Okay, and 9. Oh, it didn't carry over the name, so I just wasted that time. I didn't make any changes. Oh, I changed the layer name. Okay, yeah, that doesn't matter. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, man. Are you kidding me? Okay, I accidentally... Okay, the 9 one is actually 8, so hang on. I gotta open this again. Oh, no, shoot. I'm gonna have to force quit that because opening something in Bridge always... Okay, yeah, it's happening. Hang on. I just have to force quit Bridge because that's not something I wanted to open. Yeah, you see Creative Cloud, whatever. Okay, so here we go. This one is 9. Let's name it 9. Sweet. Now we don't need this anymore. All right, great. I'm actually just gonna save this, just in the case something goes wrong and I have to redo all this. So, OM panels. Okay, now we know that something goes with 9. So let's put 9 at 50% opacity and see what goes with it. So it's definitely not 8. This is too messed up. It's definitely not 7. This is too messed up. Oh, this looks right. It's 9 and 6. Yeah, that's a perfect combination. And yeah, if we check the other ones, these all get messed up too. So, okay, awesome. It's 9 and 6. So I'm gonna move 6 below 9. Now, I could translate this, but let's just find the others, because we might as well do that first. Okay, so now, let's look at 8. I'll do the same thing to 8. I'll reduce the opacity to 50 and try to find the ones that fit with it. And, oh god, it's right there. Okay, 8 and 7. So, 8 and 7, yeah, because none of these others work with 8, right? 8 and 7 are clearly the ones that fit together. And again, if the hex code actually carried over correctly, or not correctly, but if it had carried over as I had expected, we wouldn't need to guess and check and see which ones fit together. We would just know, because the hex code would be something like 9, 6, 8, 7, whatever, whatever. So that's great. Let's look for one more, because as the riddle said, these codes represent 3 values, which means there are 3 OM panel combinations. So let's hide 8 and 7 and look for the one that goes with 5. So let's reduce 5 to 50. So it's not 4, it's not 3, it's not 2, which means that if I hide this, and it should work, and if it doesn't, then that means something got messed up. Okay, sweet. So 5 and 1 are correct, which means that the original hex code I put on these OM panels when I was creating it was 968751, and that it would have been great if that had kept over, but it was still pretty easy to guess and check and see which ones work together, right? And actually that's exactly what happened. I don't know if people got the exact hex code, people who did solve this part. Some people, one person in particular, just sort of guessed and checked and put it all together, and he got the right answer. So that works out. Now, okay, I just went on a little mini rant about how it's fun to do the work instead of to just having me give you the answer. But this part, I'm actually going to give you the answer for what this translates to, because if I weren't giving you the answer for what it translates to, I'd be just like looking back and forth between here and this every single letter I write. So I'm just going to do this one. Okay, so here I have like a little brush. This is the same brush I actually used to create some of these panels. And here, wait, the one I'll draw over, I'm gonna change 9 to 100. And whoa, what the heck? Okay, I'm gonna change 9 to 100 and 6 to, no, that won't work though. Oh no, I didn't need to change 9 to okay. I didn't need to change 9. I'm fine. Okay, so for layer 1, let's switch this here. Oh my goodness, no, I don't need this. All right, let's switch this, the colors. So now I'm writing in black, right? So I did write out the answer for this beforehand, because like I just said, this one would take a particular while. So when you combine 9 and 6, you get as, oh, I should have written a capital T. Okay, whatever. Okay, as the library said. Now, something else I'll notice too, or I'll point out rather, is see this Y. Y was a character that I added to the OM, right? So, I mean, you could definitely figure out that this was a Y, just from context, like the library, right? But I did add it, so sort of leaving nothing unattended to. So as the library said, T, or rather this, OM meant nothing, well, I gave it away. Nothing. And you can follow along too. That was such a bad G. You can follow along too. This is what it all translates to. This library said this oem meant nothing until combined with its pair. Its pair. But some. Okay, and so this is clearly the first third of the riddle. All right, I realize this is actually going to take me a while, but whatever. We're in it for the long haul now. So now let me show you the translation for the combination of 8 and 7. So all right, same deal. Now it ended with, right, as the library said, this oem meant nothing until combined with its pair, but some of the individual runes, but some of the individual runes did not change at all. They were simply, I'm just writing this out, this must be so exciting to watch. They were simply layered, and you know, I'm just writing this out, but think about the people who actually wound up solving this. They took the time to actually translate all of this, right? So they were simply layered over, themselves. So we'll take time to actually figure out what this riddle, this newfound three-part riddle, will mean once I do all this. So I have to finish writing the word selves. L-V-E-S. The key to this game lies in the layered runes of the, that was such a bad E, three, what is going on? Oh man, my computer's getting a little freezy. I'm running so many things at once. Okay, of the 3 unused oh crud, my computer is like really freezing. I got a lot of stuff going right now. I have oh crap, is this not gonna, okay, oh jeez, all right. Panels. Wait, what? Oh, I misspelled that's why. All right, hang on. Oh shoot, man, you know. All right. Crud. Oh man, this is like, wow, my computer is running really slowly right now. Hang on a sec. Huh, it shouldn't be. It says I have a lot of, it says only like 15% of my computer is being used. Okay, well, whatever. So let's just keep going and hope for the best. So I'm actually gonna erase this line and just write it again. So unused OGHAMPANELS. Okay, sweet. So I'm gonna save this first. Good, in case anything bad happens. So let's look at the riddle now as a whole. And I'm actually just gonna make this kind of easier on us, and I'm gonna put a background. Um, I'm just gonna put a white background at the very back here, and we can read it over that, so it won't be that tough. Okay, so it goes. As the library said, this oem meant nothing until combined with its pair, but some, oops, of the individual runes did not change at all. They were simply layered over themselves. The key to this game lies in the layered runes of the 3 unused oem panels. So what this means is that, okay, let me get rid of this, hang on. So when we combined this layer 9 and layer 6, you see how some of these are darker than the others? Some of these, okay, so like for example, check it out. When I add 9 to 6, you see these two runes, or these two runes here, it's 2 and then 4. So when I take away 9, it's 1 and 2. So those two were added horizontally, right? But if you look at a rune like this one right here, 9 could have been something to this side or above it, but 9, when you add 9, this doesn't change at all. So this rune was layered over itself. And in fact, at 50 opacity, you can see the runes that were layered over themselves. It's all the single stroke ones, because they're darker than all the others, which are grayish. So these runes were layered over themselves. And the riddle says, but the first two stanzas are basically explaining you combined the oem, and some of the individual runes didn't change at all. They were simply layered over themselves. Now, the final stanza with, yeah, check out what the final stanza says. The key to this game lies in the layered runes of the 3 unused oem panels. So, okay, we have to use the layered runes of the 3 unused oem panels. So let's get all this out of here. So 4, 3, 2. Well, we're going to have to reduce the opacity. So if that makes sense, these 3 should all combine. And I guess since they're all going to combine, I'm going to do 33% for this. Okay, now check this out. These all combined, and we can tell immediately that there are some darker ones, right? So, okay, it says the key to the game lies in the three the layered runes, not the 3. The layered runes of the 3 unused oem panels. Now, I'm not going to know what these layered runes are until I translate it, so let's actually just translate it first. So here's a new layer. I'm going to translate this one again for you because time. This video is already going to be super long, but it's on everything else, and it's for those who are dedicated enough to watch it. So I don't feel bad about making it long. This is like a it's probably what Hank feels when he uploads like hour-long analytics analyses videos on his channel. So, all right, let's go to brush. Now this says, my added runes make this, make this alphabet oem new. Okay, woven behind them, right? Them, yeah. Woven behind them rests the final clue. The last letter was not capitalized. Okay, so my added runes make this alphabet oem new. woven behind them rests the final clue. So that is a riddle, and we're going to look at that in a second, but first, let's actually uh, look at the letters that were overlaid, right? So let's actually just make a brand new, well, okay, yeah, I'll start with them here first. So we have R, right, because this one's darker. We have S, then we have M, then we have I, then we have A, and then T, and then M again, and W, and then V, D, and C. Right. So okay. Hang on. I'm just gonna write that out again. So let's make a brand new layer actually, and let's make. Where's the mouse? Let's make this one white, and hang on. I need to check. Wait. Okay. So 50. All right. Let's just write down the letters we have here. So we have R, S, M, I, A, oops, that's like a 4, I, A, T, M, W, V, D, C. Now we can bring this back to 100. Okay, so this here is, as the previous riddle said, the key to this game lies in the layered runes of the 3 unused ohm panels. So this is the key to this game, which I use that intonation because I don't know, like, what does this mean, right? This is confusing. So now, why don't we actually check out what the riddle says? So, okay, I've circled the things, but that doesn't mean we can't read it. So, my added runes make this alphabet ogham new. Woven behind them rests the final clue. So, okay, even though this is the key to the game, according to this, there's one final clue. Woven behind my, well, okay, woven behind them is referring to, well, it says my added runes make this alphabet new. And it can't be referring to, well, the subject of that first clause is my added runes make this alphabet new. That's the object, I think. Woven behind them rests the final clue. So that probably refers to my added runes. And there's been so much ogham and so many runes in this video, but if you remember back to what I added, these were the runes that I added. So maybe my added runes make this alphabet new. Woven behind them rests the final clue. Woven behind them, so like connected to them or something, somehow behind them. This is an uneditable document. However, we actually can download it. So I'll just download it as a Microsoft PowerPoint because it's a Google slide, right? So let's just save it to my desktop and we can open it from there. So once this all loads, okay, and PowerPoint. So let's open this. I don't have PowerPoint, so it'll open in Keynote, but it shouldn't be that big a deal. Yeah, you can see right there. My Keynote application is a hoppin'. This is OBS, the program I'm using to record all this. This is audio stuff to make sure the sound is all being done correctly. So the and PowerPoint is being opened. Woven behind them being my added runes, rests the final clue. So, alright, okay, so let's make this bigger. Let's get this a little less cluttered. So we've already got this clue, we've already got this, we've already got this, we've already got this. Let's just make this a little less cluttered. So, and a little bigger. Okay, cool. So this is what we have here. Now, oh, can we click on it? Oh, yeah, okay, we can. Look, we can click on this. We can like so we can move this. So I guess I'll just move it. I mean, I don't know. Now it says woven behind them, and whoa, I just clicked behind it, and there's like another box here or something. So you, oh shoot, look, there are like, yo, there are letters in white text. Okay, so um, maybe I'll just Command A. Oh shoot, okay, yo, so let's change this. I'm just gonna change it to something readable. The colors are relevant. So capitalize the third, sixth, and eighth letters. Switch the, okay, so this is probably talking about, this is just off in the corner here. So this is probably talking about well, let's just read it all. Capitalize the third, sixth, and eighth letters. Switch the last two letters. Change the fifth and last letters to the numbers with which they correspond. Now, finally, you have the key for which you've been looking, but what to do with it. So, okay, if this here is the key, this is giving us instructions to modify it, because it says, now finally, you have the key for which you've been looking. So, okay, let's go to the first thing. Capitalize the third, sixth, and eighth letters. And if the instruction is to capitalize it, that means these actually shouldn't be capitalized. So let's write this in lowercase and then do that. So R, S, M, I, A, T, M, W, V, D, C. Okay, so what was it again? The third, sixth, and eighth letters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, it was third, sixth, and eighth, right? Okay, so let's. Oh, okay. I should have done a. All right, I know what I could have done better there. Hang on, let me. Okay, so I need another white layer behind this, so that I can erase and it won't mess everything up. So hang on a second. Let me just. Okay, cool. Sweet. Sweet. Okay, layer 6. So, oh, there we go. Okay, so let's erase the M. Capitalize the M. So R, S, M, I, A, T. Let's make this a little smaller. T, M, W. So this W should be capitalized. Okay, so we've done that. Let's see what's next. Switch the last two letters. So that's D and C. All right, so we'll switch these. C and D. Great. Change the fifth and last letters to the numbers with which they correspond. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, or shoot, wait, a fifth and last. So that's here. So A would go to 1, right? And then D would go to 4. So what's next? Now, finally, you have the key for which you've been looking, but what to do with it? Okay, cool. So this is the key. Sweet. Now what to do with it? So this is the only part, actually, the only real hint to figuring out what this does is the word key. This is the only part of the riddle I feel like I gave no real clue for. But we can actually close this now. We don't need this anymore. So as soon as this closes, no, let's delete it. Okay, wait, let's open up what we had before. So now if we go to Library of Babel, all of these videos, like everything on YouTube generally, I don't know, like any video, whatever. Okay. Let's just pull up any random video. Sure. That's okay, sure. Every video up the top here has a video identifying key. So maybe it's that. So actually wait, we don't need to, let's just do it right here. So okay. So what is this? This is hang on. Actually, let's do it in let's do it here in incognito because I've pulled it up enough times that I don't want anything to be spoiled. Um, well, actually, it looks like I can't type this in without it being spoiled, but whatever. So if you type in youtube.com/, okay, so I've clearly typed this in enough that the key works. So if you type it in and press enter, you go to this video, a private video, or not private, unlisted video on my channel, Conjecture. And then if you click play, this is what you hear. Sup? No, I'm just kidding. You totally won. This is the end of the game. My April Fool's scavenger hunt. You did it. Congrats! I really hope. Okay, so that is the end of the scavenger hunt. When you find this video, I tell you that there are a couple things, I guess, that I wanted to do. One of them was, so look, you can see some people who found it, right? This is super cool. One of the things I did for everyone who found this video was I made them, oh, are you kidding me? That doesn't open it in a new tab. Okay, fine. One of the things that I did was I made a certificate for everyone who was able to find it. So this certificate has the name of the person who found it, the word congratulations in OM, which is also actually what this title is, because you can write OM in Unicode, which you would know if you watched La Casa de Pinta. So it's got the OM saying congratulations, the date in binary that you accessed it, so this should be like 5/20/19, whatever day of the week you accessed it, whatever date was, 5/something/2017. Right, there you go, here's a better view. And then a unique signature for me, from me, at the bottom, also the Library of Babel logo in the middle. And I accidentally made this public because I didn't know that you didn't have to do that, so it's at -4 points. And I did that for all the people who found it, so yeah, I did that for all the people. I did that for all the people who found it. Something else I wanted to do actually was hey, what's up? I'm back. I wanted to send 2 things to the people who found it, and so here, let me show you. The first, which is in my backpack actually, is a custom conjecture bookmark. So I'll show you what it looks like because I don't have the file on me. See what it looks like? It's I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it's the font I use, Sketch Block Bold, on the chalkboard background I use for my channel. So I wanted to send people that, and the other thing I wanted to send people was, yeah, I'll just say it. It was a custom poster. So I'll actually pull that up on this desktop and show you, but the poster I wanted to send looked like this once I bring it up. Okay, yeah, the custom poster I wanted to send people looked a lot like a this, and okay, let me now get my face out of the way so you can see it. Yeah, so that was the custom poster I wanted to send people who completed this. And a friend made this for me. I recommend font and background, but it looks so cool, so cool. And yeah, okay, I'm telling this to the people who completed the riddle. 3 people completed it. So okay, I really did want to send this poster and bookmark to people who completed it. However, 2 of the people who completed it, no, all of the people who completed it, don't live in America. They live in India, Malaysia, and I think Germany. And I thought shipping was going to be something like $20, $25, which I would have been fine with paying. But the shipping to just India and Malaysia is $150 each ish. So I'm not really in a position right now where I can spend $300+ on shipping a, a couple posters and a bookmarks. So I want to do something else for those people. I don't know yet, but I do feel bad because I initially said in this video, in the video that was playing, you'll get like a bookmark and maybe a poster. So I feel bad about that. But I did not think shipping was going to be nearly that expensive. So I'm really sorry about that. If I, maybe in the future, if YouTube becomes a thing, I can get money from it or something. But I'm sorry. Uh, however, I will be bringing copies of the bookmarks with me to VidCon 2017. I'll make a video about that sometime later. VidCon 2017, I'll be bringing copies of those bookmarks there. And if you mention this scavenger hunt, and let's say, there should be like a keyword you have to say to me for, if you see me at VidCon, and if you say, I enjoyed your test video, I'll give you a bookmark. I'll probably just give you a bookmark, even if you don't say that. If you say like test video, please ignore, I'll probably still give you a bookmark if I just see you. But whatever, something fun and dorky for us. Because I have a bunch of copies of it, and they're cheap to physically give to someone else. They're cheap to make and physically give. Not ship, unfortunately. But that is the scavenger hunt. I'm seeing now, this video is literally over an hour long. So if you've stayed to the end, I hope you enjoyed. I had such a fun time making this. And I don't know, it was super, super fun. And no one really solved it 100% on their own. People worked together. I also threw a couple hints here and there, and that's fine. I rather would have had people solve it than not. But I hope to do this again sometime when I get more subscribers, because there were about 5 to 10 people actively working on this together in a Discord, and if I had 100K, or no, even like 50K, or 100, or 200 or 300, I think there'd be enough people working on this that it would be solved, without, I guess, me needing to give hints or anything. So I definitely am not going to do this again anytime soon, because it was a lot of work, and I mean, I feel like I used up a lot of creative juices on this one. So I want the next one I do, if I ever do another one, to be just as creative, if not more than this. So it's definitely going to take me some time to think up another one, because I actually started working on this in December of 2016, and I published it April 1st. And I was really working on it, like, not every weekend, but almost every weekend. I remember, actually, the weekend before I was going to publish it, I spent something like 3 hours just sitting at my desk doing that entire OM Photoshop thing. And it was more, I don't know, it was a lot of time. Also, something else I did, something else I wanted to do for the very first person to solve it was actually send a signed copy of the Da Vinci Code to them. Because the Da Vinci Code, I read that over winter break, and it inspired me to do this. Not the specific things like the hexadecimal color codes and everything else, which, by the way, everything in this video, in the April Fool's scavenger hunt, was something I talked about in a video of mine. From the OM to the Library of Babel to binary to hexadecimal color codes, all of it could be found on Conjecture or everything else. But I read the Da Vinci Code over winter break, and it gave me the idea to make a scavenger hunt. So I wanted to send the very first person who found this a signed copy of the Da Vinci Code, because that was the book that started it all. The first person to find it was the person from India, so that was the $150 problem again. So that sucks. But yeah, hopefully I'll still be able to do something for those 3 people. And if you write a comment on this video now, I might still make actually, you know what? Yeah, if you write a comment on this video now, I'll still make a certificate in your honor, because you still completed it. Yeah, I'll still, well, I don't know, maybe, like if people are still commenting on it years from now, I'm not going to do that, but for a little while, I might still make certificates, for those who comment on it. But explore the whole thing. Maybe that's your reward for having watched the end of this video. Okay, I've been talking for a literal hour. So my voice is so hoarse. So I'm gonna go. If you watch this whole video, wow. If you just watch the end, still cool. I encourage you to go back and watch previous parts of the video so you can see what the heck I am talking about, what the heck is going on here. And thank you for just watching this video, being on my channel in general. It's something that having a YouTube channel and having people subscribe to you is something that you can get used to. Like the way that like a good friend or a good partner will like love you no matter what. It's something that if you don't stop and think about it every now and then, you can take it for granted. And I think YouTube is it's similar in that, um, I'll wake up and not think about the fact that 8,000 people have made it a point to follow the things I do, even though that's super awesome and something I should be and am thankful for. So, thank you. An hour, 6 minutes on the dot. Great. Cool. That's all for me. Thanks, and I'll see you later. Hopefully at VidCon. If not,